Welcome back. It is 12:49 here in the Live Impact Studio on WCNC Plus. My name's Julie Kay, and I got a chance earlier to speak with Malcolm Graham about this news that Border Patrol could be here as early as tomorrow. Now, we are still hammering out the details. Not just us in the media, but also local leaders are having a hard time getting clarification on how many people are coming, how many troops are coming, when exactly they're going to be here, because Saturday's the earliest, but it could be Monday of next week, and also what that operation looks like. Where will they be based? What can we expect? So I got a chance to speak with Malcolm Graham, not just about those details, but about what he says is a big concern of his and the residual effects that he is watching for. All right, we are here with City Councilman Malcolm Graham to discuss the big news of the week. Border Patrol is on their way to Charlotte, but Malcolm, still a lot of details we don't have here. Tell me about the latest on what you know and your initial reaction to this news.
Well, details are scarce, right? Obviously, we found out from Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden that ICE is on the way, that they will be in our community as early as tomorrow, Saturday, as late as maybe Monday. What they're doing, where they're going, why they're coming, we don't know. They have been really hard to nail down. Even from the governor has not heard from them, and certainly the mayor and the city council members have not heard. CMPD really has not heard what they're why they're coming and being responsive to what's happening here on the ground. And so my goal and objective is to communicate to the public, from my perspective, to remain calm, to follow the law, for sure. We don't want to create a disturbance in our community, that everyone in Charlotte who are residents, friends, neighbors who work in our community have respect and due rights, due process, and so, you know, it's just the unknown.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's so many unknowns as a piece of this right now. You mentioned CMPD not having much information. The only real confirmation we got initially was from Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office, who also in their press release acknowledged we don't have much information here. But neither of those agencies will be participating in this operation.
Yeah, absolutely not. CMPD will not, the Sheriff Department will not be involved in any type of immigration enforcement. That's not their responsibility at all, nor can we prevent them from doing it. These are national in scope, and so there's nothing we can do to prevent it. Certainly on the ground, CMPD will not be involved in it at all, and we just I encourage individuals if they see something, say something, call 911. We still have a responsibility for public safety in general as well. Everyone has rights, and we've got a number of nonprofit organizations that are committed to protecting those rights. The Carolina Migrant Network, International House, the Latin American Coalition, Legal Aid of North Carolina all support organizations and services that are here to help people through this process. We don't know what that process is going to look like, but if history is any indication, based on what occurred in Washington, D.C. or New York, or most recently Chicago, then I think people are rightly concerned.
Yeah. What are some of the things that you're hearing from constituents, from people in the community that are concerned? What are some of those fears that you're hearing?
Well, you know, that they will come and have the same type of heavy-handed tactics that they saw in the news coming out of Chicago, where, you know, people are just literally being rounded up. People are being pulled off the street. Helicopters are over the sky, and people are coming down from ropes into apartment complexes and tying children together. That's really inhumane. If someone has broken the law, if someone is in our country illegally and there's arrest warrants for them to be apprehended, there's a way to do it without the political theater that goes along with it. And we just hope that everyone in our community, and we love our immigrant community, our neighbors, our friends. I was at a press conference this morning with Councilmember-elect JD from District 5, who spoke very eloquently about his experience, his lived experience in a portion of the community now he will represent moving forward. And so everyone is just trying to ensure the community that Charlotte, our diversity is our greatest strength, is who we are, that we are continuing to fight crime and public safety in our community, and we're making giant steps along the way. Obviously we would like to be crime-free, right? I don't think that's realistic, but we want to make sure that we put processes and procedures in place to protect our citizens, and we're going to continue to do that, and people just want to believe that they're safe in our community.
I got a chance yesterday to speak with one of the resource groups in Chicago that has seen on the ground what Border Patrol and ICE being on the ground looks like. And the executive director of that organization said one of the concerns that we've had is kind of a secondary impact of what happens to these immigrant-run businesses. People are scared to go there. That is also a big part of our community in Charlotte, is the business aspect. And a lot of these immigrants run fantastic businesses that need to continue operating. Is that a concern as well?
Very much a concern, and JD spoke about that earlier today as well, in terms of making sure that we continue to support those businesses along the way. I had lunch with him 2 weeks ago. He took me to a fantastic restaurant in East Charlotte, and I want to make a point to go over there today and get some beans and rice, right, to demonstrate support. Children are going to school, and we want to make sure that our schools are a safe zone for our immigrant children and those who attend Charlotte Mecklenburg school system. We want to make sure those who their house of worship is safe and secure, and more importantly, their homes. And so people should know their rights, and that's why, again, I really want to reiterate some of the help organizations that along the way. So if people really need to talk to someone and understand what their rights are, I mean, again, the Latin American Coalition, the Legal Aid of North Carolina, International House, the Carolina Migrant Network, and I'll leave the names and the phone numbers with you, so if anyone wants to call this station and get them, they can have them. But I think it's really important that people know their rights, and that, again, that this city council member, I only can speak for myself, that every citizen in our community should be treated with respect and dignity, and no matter their circumstances.
I am curious too. I know that part of this dynamic is you can't, obviously, I mean, CMPD, Sheriff's Office cannot interfere, participate in this at all. I know leaders, even at the state level, are having a hard time getting more information. The governor even not being able to get more information or even get in contact with the White House, it sounds like. What are the conversations like in City Council about what happens now? What are you guys talking about doing next in response to this?
Well, it's a waiting game, right? I think the city manager and the mayor and the CMPD have all done what they can do thus far. They reach out to a wide variety of stakeholders that may be impacted about what may occur. Again, we don't know what's going to occur. It's kind of planning for the unknown. And so it's just, at this point, from my perspective, it's just wait and see, right? Obviously, the foundation for support has already been laid out. Again, the press conference today with a wide variety of individuals representing state government, local government, nonprofit organizations, Latino organizations, immigrant organizations have all gathered together to show support. We are stronger together, and so there's a unity of purpose and demonstrating that we want our community to be policed in a way that is safe and secure for everyone. And obviously, we believe that if individuals break the law, they should be arrested for sure. But everyone has due process. Mm-hmm. Everyone has and we should. That's what this country was born on, and that's what people fought for, and that's what people have died for. And so we want those rights to be upheld. And I think there's a lot of determination collectively to demonstrate that will be the case.
And I guess my last question is one that I've asked quite a few people that we've interviewed about this so far is, why do you think Charlotte is next on the list? Obviously, it's a blue city, but I mean, most cities lean to the left. So why, if you have any thoughts on
Well, there's a lot of things happening here in Charlotte, North Carolina. There's a very contentious U.S. Senate campaign that's already started. North Carolina is going to be a competitive state in the 2026 election. I think part of this is based in racism, discrimination, and hatred of black and brown folks. I think when you look at who this administration is targeting, it's black and brown communities that are led by black and brown elected officials, and I think that has something to do with it as well. And it's a scare tactic, right? Trying to scare people into submission. We will not be afraid. We will not walk away from protecting dignity and human rights and the rule of law, and ensuring that every citizen is guaranteed due process. We're going to educate and inform all our citizens about their rights and how to protect their rights. There are resource organizations out there willing to lean in and provide that type of support. And so I think, they've chose Charlotte and North Carolina, but I think they're going to find out that we're all in this together. We're all as one. We don't want any disturbance in our community at all, but we're going to uphold the rule of law and provide dignity and respect to people notwithstanding their circumstances. And if there are bad folks in our community who they have a warrant for and that needs to be apprehended, then they should do their job, but they should do it in a way that is professional and that upholds the rule of law.
Yeah, really seems like the theme here is, band together and, know your rights. Anything else that you think people need to know that I haven't asked about?
I think we're good. I think it's wait and see, right? And support our immigrant communities and their businesses, their churches, their kids as they go to school. If you see something, say something. Let's not make national news for all the wrong reasons, right? Let's demonstrate to the nation who we are as a community. And that our diversity, again, is our greatest strength.
All right. City Councilman Malcolm Graham, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity.
That was a great interview with Malcolm Graham from just a few minutes ago. Actually, he was in here during our break, and we got a chance to talk after that press conference that you saw this morning if you join us here on Live Impact.